Hello, welcome to my second stream. I'm Jakob, I'm part of the Mazetools team and co-founder of Ectoplastic, and you already saw my first stream where I talked about some structures. Today I will go through a composition I did for a gig I did last year, and I will just continue to talk about the backgrounds of the structures and also how I compose, how is my way through Thorny Face, and especially you see Stephan's talks about his way of soundscaping, and a maze always means there's everybody has his own path through a kind of structure or a kind of creative flow, and so mine is different. Everybody have another way to go through creative processes to make progress, and I would like to invite you to join my little session today. And as you see, I will just turn this on. As you see, last time I did the stream, we had a problem. In my first stream, I had a problem when I went to the guide that I just showed you the guide, how it is structured. But in one of my next streams, I would like to go through the guide and also show you how the functions are compared to the text. Now I'm already a bit confused because there's always something you need to work on, and then you see, okay, maybe there's something not working, and I will be a bit confused. So I will just restart the program, and then I will start the session. I hope you enjoyed the videos we uploaded in the past weeks. There's a lot of sessions of Stephan, and at the end of his session he always made a little live set which came as a result of his session, and he always cutted the video in a separate video you can just watch as a live performance. Enjoy it. So I'm back here with the startup menu. You see it here. I will again, like in my first stream, go to the simple design mode. As you know, Sonyface have two design modes. One is the simple design, one is the complex design, and the simple design is more about having a menu which is for smaller devices, and which works also nice in the portrait mode, and where you can have a fixed menu on the side or on the bottom, and also use the advantages of the ring or of the hyperface. And in the complex menu you have more all the functions in the ring. And so let's just start on this way. I also turned off the additional visuals, so you see now how a Sonyface starts, and here you have the menu where you can just add a maze or go to the options and load a session. what I will do now, I go to projects, and you have a list. You see there's a lot of projects in this folder. And because I know my last set I loaded here is the name session JKB. What's my name, Jacob or JCube, and with the session name, and I just click on this little set icon, and which is actually an image of the last session I saved. So every time you save, it saves all in an own state, so you can't overwrite it. And I would just load it now. And I did this session when I was in Cottbus last year. So while we developing Mazetools since the whole years, we always did live performances. Actually, it did start with live performances because we had a tool. Stephan developed the first prototype where he had some projection possibilities to project the grid and have also the sound, and we mixed in the sound into our sound setup and affected it and combined it with other beats we did, and then we had a projection layer, and this was always a live experience. And also we projected into trees or on big walls, and just on houses, and also within clubs. And this was also always a live experience. So when we had a development progress, it was always, or not always, but a lot of time connected to the situation that we thought, okay, let's try this for this performance or for this installation on a festival or something. And there was always this progress to make something special for the next live performance. And for this live performance, I didn't make any special visuals because it was without projections, so it doesn't matter in this way, and I will just go through my composition. Yeah, and I will also look at the chat. I see, Happy New Year, guys. I'm happy you're here with me, and I hope you enjoy. And if you have any questions, just write it to the chat. I will answer to this as best as I can, and if I can't, you can also write us an email. For instance, somebody wrote an email and asked for an offline manual, where we are also working on to have the guide also not offline manual and off app manual, because we have the manual in the app, and have something like a PDF or maybe also on the web. This structure documented. Okay, let's start. I have here, I always start with an empty pattern, where I have here the pattern number 1. You can see it here. It's just an empty pattern, and you can fade to the second pattern when you just tap on the second pattern, and as long as you tap on the pattern icon or click on the pattern icon, it will make the fade, and when I release the button, it will fade into the next pattern. Like you can see, you have here a little help function. And this describes also some of the important functions of nearly every button or everything you can tap on within the software. And when you click on these 3 little dots, you will also get some more information. And what we hear now is a soundscape, which is actually from this e-piano. So what I did here is a combination of the grid synth sound and the sampler sound. In this maze I have a sampler, this e-piano, and especially this is a granulizer. I can no, it was not a granulizer, was it a harmonic, a melodic sampler. But actually it's also nice to have a granulizer. So go back maybe. Yeah, this I don't touch it. I just describe what I did. So you hear this e-piano arpeggiator sound. And while the maze is moving, it changes also the spatial behavior of the sampler. So there's a light shift between left and right channel. And when I go then back to the grid synth, so I can just go here to the maybe I would just use the mouse in this case so you see it better. I tap just on this maze, so I'm here on the screen, there's the maze moving. I just tap on the maze in the list, and you see here in the modules list what is all active in this maze. And I go now to grid sound, and I can activate again the grid synth. So this is how the first pattern started. And I have here some additional sound layers, for example the synth. I will just make it solo. This is actually a bass layer. So when you want to add such a bass layer, you go to add maze, bass, and there you can just add a bass and make a sequence with it. In the sequencer you can just set steps here. And what I did here, actually I filtered it in this way. So it's a high pass. And I have also some effects on it. Actually an echo effect. And in combination with the grid synth and the e-piano arpeggiator of the sampler of the first maze in the list, it makes this soundscape. Yeah, let's go to the third maze in the list. Actually, we hear nearly nothing. Maybe it's just somehow muted. don't know why, but yeah, doesn't matter. Here. Here we have a combination of traffic car sound, which is a standard sound in Sonyface since many years. I don't know where this recorded. I guess it was in Hanoi when I was on a travel in Vietnam and more than 10 years ago, or maybe it was in the beginning of 2014, so it was 10 years ago. And I have a bass here also. And if you think like, it's too much with the bass, you can just tap on play and turn it off, and now we have just car traffic sound, which is also special. Like you hear shifting especially when you have headphones. You hear this, it's going from the left to the right, and this is a special function which is going in the way of binaural audio. Actually, we still working on the thing that if you hear it more in the front and in the rear. Actually, it's the distance from on the sides, and but together with the soundscape of the synth and of the grid synth and the e-piano, it makes this nice soundscape. And when I start a live set like this, I really love to use the live controller. So I can go here just to effects and then have a little fun. I muted this now and go to the next pattern. So here you have now a drum loop added in the list. In this case, the drum loop is really filtered. You can see it here in the equalizer. And it's a nice transition coming from the soundscape, going into the next state, and add some filtered drum loop. Actually, you see here the different drum patterns. So we have here 3 drum patterns. And what is also a nice function is just to copy a drum pattern and then paste it into an empty pattern. Like when I copy this one, now it's copied, going to the empty drum pattern and paste it here. And now here we go. I use this as an intro for my performance, And what Stephan already showed you in the other stream is the transition. So when I tap on the next pattern or use this little arrows to navigate through the patterns, as long as you hold the next as long as you hold the button, it will make a fade to the next pattern. Now go to the fourth. It makes a break. Yeah, sometimes I also think about like, okay, and for this performance it might, work to have another break before it comes to the next pattern. But sometimes you can also just delete a pattern when you tap here on minus twice, and then it's just deleted. And just go to the next one. And what I did here is I reduced the soundscape and I made a new melody with the melodic sampler here. You see here the live pad, or also known as hyperphase, you also maybe know from Mazetools Mutant. And I played this melody and I combined it with the grid synth, which is actually doing just one static drone sound, which I can just change when I change the position of the maze. So it's pretty dynamic for the live performance. And when I move the maze like this, it also changes the spatial audio of the sampler, of the melody, of the e-piano. Yeah, and let's bring back the drum loop in. It's still pretty rough. So you see here we have 4 drum patterns. I go now to the drum sound. Here you can edit the drum sound for each drum layer. So this for the bass drum, this for the snare drum. Just make it on. Here for the bass drum, snare drum. For example, the bass drum, just make it solo. I always forget to make it solo, but it's better to it's better to follow me, I guess. And I can just filter here the bass drum. I can also pitch it. Here there's a little click on the end. Just reduce it a bit. Change maybe the amplitude. You hear also there's a bit feedback on it, which means also kind of distortion. So I will reduce this, maybe just turn it off. Then I can here go to the equalizer and have some look for maybe add some additional bass frequencies. Now it sounds more clean. Just add an additional bass we have in this pattern. Also a noisy sound. Also here's the possibility to change the amplitude of the bass notes. You have here also the possibility to change the wave shape of the bass. You hear the difference when I change the wave shape. It's quite deep. It's also a good way to change the sound of the bass notes a bit, is the vibrato effect. It changes just the pitch of the note a bit, so you have more diverse sound of the repeating bass notes. This would be now a good point to copy here the bass notes and make an additional melody. And bring now back the first maze here in the list. Okay, let's switch the pattern. So just to keep this in mind, so one of the main differences between the Mazetools Sonyphase and Mazetools Sonyphase Pro version is you have the pattern mode here on the side. So you can just copy a pattern you did with an instrument setting and just go on and make progress within your composition. And yeah, just make some variations of the same instrument, like changing the frequency. I'm now in the grid synth and I can use the wave controller here, just turn this on, change the grid synth volume and shift the fundamental frequencies of the synth while going here and through different angles of the controller position. And because of each pattern have its own settings, also the bass drum is now, as I left it in the last session with the state, and you have just the work in this way to just make what I did in the pattern before. So reduce the distortion, make the amplitude a bit shorter, and to add some additional bass. Okay, let's go further. You hear some additional hi-hats. Oh no, in this way it is the grid synth. This is what I really like to show you. So when you come from the way like adding a maze, go to bass, add maybe percussive bass or fat bass or something, you will end in this menu and you can set steps like I did here. And you can change here the speed of the sequencer. And when you go here to sound, you can change the sound of the bass. And when I change it here to more low bass synth or mid bass synth or high bass synth, you have different characteristics you can also combine. And with the length controller, I can control the main length of the notes. And when I go here to push to active, I can combine different bass layers. So now I go to the bass layer and turn on push active. Now it's combined. And what is a nice trick for a live performance is when I change the length of the notes live with the live effect controller, and I can do it with this main envelope controller. So when I have this in this angle, it's really short, and when I go now in this direction of the angle, I can control the note length. Have the same effect. So let's turn on this. Effects and make a transition through, or not through, with the envelope controller. Now I just tap on the next pattern, make the transition with this nice effect, changing the note length, then release it. just some side communication. What's the significance about this pattern is that I added here a chord progression. So I have here my modules list, go to chord, and you see I made a sequence with 2 different chords, or in this way scales. What is actually a nice thing, after I make in the first actually 7 patterns kind of nice mood and came into the beat, I have now this transition to another chord, or in this way another scale I use, which is shifting with the scale I used before, and this also influences the sound of the synth and the bass. As you can see, in this little pattern icon, you see also the change of the scale. When you see that the color is changing here. And as you can see, I am in the next pattern in the same scale. It was E, and this allows me to make the pattern transition while I'm in this scale. So let's change the pattern now so it's in the same scale. Here I added also an A scale. So this sounds quite similar to the first pattern. I will just show you going back to the first pattern and to hear the soundscape. No, it was not the first, it was this one. Ah yeah, it was it was actually fifth pattern, where I just used this maze and then changed the main key. There's another connection I'd like to show you between some of the controller functions within the maze and the main effect controller. For instance, the distance. I guess this was not the right example. So I will show you in the next pattern. Yeah, maybe it's enough with this piece. Actually, you have many changes between the single mazes. Like the change of the main grid synth sound and the chord and the E-piano melody and the melodic sampler melody. And then I've just made variations between the synth and the bass drum. So here's just the hi-hat left, or maybe it's auch just filtered somehow. No, I just turned the bass drum sample off in this way. The traffic car sound we already heard, and some additional bass drum. Yeah, actually that it is this composition. And just summarize this with a little live performance. I have here now the simple design set up without additional visual. There's the pure grid synth visual, and actually there's some light missing. you see me better now? Okay, let's start. Yo, I hope you enjoyed the session. And at this point, I will quit the stream on this Friday. I will do another stream next week. If you have any questions about the stream and about the software and about anything about what you think about our work, just write a comment on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, have a look on Instagram for our posts, or write us an email. If you'd like to support our work, we have a Ko-fi link, and you can just support our development. We have many plans we will talk about maybe in the next stream what is planned, and hopefully Stephan and me are together in the next stream, so we can go on with another lab talk. And if you have any other questions, just write an email also to the support at Mazetools address. We will answer this. We are also checking out forums like the Audiobus forum and other channels like questions on Steam and the Steam discussions channel. Yeah, that's from my side today. I hope you enjoyed it. In the stream, I showed you a composition I did for a live performance I did in the end of last year. So I started with a nice soundscape and then cloned the patterns and change the individual instruments and make a kind of arrangement. And at the end I showed you this with a little live performance. And I hope we can go further in the next streams, and I'm pretty tired now. So I would just say goodbye at this point. Thank you very much for watching. Have a look for next streams. Subscribe to our channel so you will check when we schedule the next stream. And goodbye.